Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'll give you that one. And then the thing was like you feel satisfied because you're like, yes, he got revenge. He got back at them. But then, where's Wolverine's revenge? So it felt like the trip was like unnecessary, and it didn't feel tragic at the end, like I said. So it's like, okay, so he doesn't get revenge, but then he gets revenge all the way in part two. So I gotta wait. So he waits years upon years upon years to get revenge for something that he doesn't even know happened.
Pretty much.
So it doesn't feel like, oh yes, I feel so much better. Whereas in not even to compare to the comic books, but just in every other film itself, a revenge film needs an actual need for revenge, which he doesn't have anymore. And then the fact that, like, to be honest with you, it would have made more sense if Wolverine just said, "Wait, she didn't die. You didn't. You put adamantium claws in me and tricked me, and you created this super creature. So what the hell does that have to do with me? I'm walking away." Like basically, that's exactly what he should have did. So also I did not care for the brothership relationship because it ended so quickly. Like that was another thing.
It started with a montage and ended in a montage.
No, think about it for a second. These guys are brothers, right? They were friends when they were kids, but then they found out they're brothers and they look out for each other and they're like, oh, like this. And you know, coming from a dude that has a brother, which I think a lot of people have like that brother sister relationship, or just you know, sisters or brothers, whatever the case may be. Your bond gets closer as years goes on, right? Mm-hmm. So these guys been living for centuries, and you mean to tell me that these guys are so close, but then it ends like this? Like, why would Wolverine just toss that relationship with his brother away? Regardless, he should love his brother for who he is. Even if he's a monster, he's gonna still say, well, that's my brother. He didn't physically, when he tossed him away, physically didn't do anything to portray his brother. He just went and said, listen, you gotta be true to who you are. And Wolverine was like, no, never, no, get away from me. And to me, that was more like to be honest, like a petty bitch move. Like, no, don't tell me who I am, stay away. And I was like, what? Are you serious? You just threw away your brother's relationship after years upon centuries, and you're just gonna throw it away because you completely could not handle being who you are. Like I said, that doesn't make sense. It's illogical. But then when he does the revenge thing, oh yeah, it's justified. Now I can kick your ass for no reason. So I just didn't feel like, oh yeah, it's so sad that they finally, you know, they broke apart. They're not brothers anymore. Just sad. No, I didn't feel that way. So it pissed me off. Nor did I care for the father before he died. Like I was like, oh, so he killed his father? Okay, 5 minutes.
And then his other father died?
Yeah, like, I felt like, okay, so this is a tragedy in 5 minutes. Guess what? I didn't care about them in the beginning. How am I going to care about them now if I just met them? Father died. Like, honestly. It's like you go in and you look on the TV when you find some dude killed some father. And you're like, oh, so he killed his father? Alright. Change channel. Yeah, because, like, to be honest with you, I just felt like the father didn't matter. Oh my god, it's tragic. He killed his father, but kid was like 10 years old. It's traumatizing, yeah, but do you as an audience feel affected by him killing his father? No, because you don't know what kind of dad he was. He seemed like a good dad, but at least a little like bunch of pictures going by saying, look at him holding him as a baby. Look at him playing him with his toys. Look at him riding horses together. And then you see him shake him and you're like, oh, shake. Damn.
Next scene.
See, that would have been like, I would have been like, oh, that hurts. I have a dad too. But no, I don't feel that way. It just felt like, I don't know. What do you think?
Fail. No. There was no, like, father thing. Like, the father's, oh, you're sick. Okay, you could be sick. Oh, I'm gonna go take care of that. Goes, leaves, and then, ooh, he dies. Oh, bang! Face. Father wins.
So, alright, so besides that, then there was the transition. I felt, not even, okay, the whole movie, I felt that there was like this, they were trying to get across this inner turmoil, like in your face, like they didn't even try to like hint at it.
Face.
It was just in your face.
Your face. I tried to find it.
That I felt like they did this whole, how do I explain this? Okay, so the whole film was basically doing this whole, okay, we are going to put it in your face that Wolverine is an animal. But the thing that pissed me off was that when you watch the film, Sabretooth accepts who he is. But Wolverine is denying it, accepting it, denying it, accepting it, denying it, accepting it, to the point where you're like, is he or isn't he? Because it doesn't feel like he is at all, to be honest with you. Okay, so he killed, some people in the films, but he
But you
was,
didn't really see him kill anybody.
yeah, he was super sympathetic for for many reasons, especially for somebody who was in the Vietnam War. Now, the Vietnam War brought out this whole, um, it took the innocence away from America. It took the innocence away from war. It didn't make it patriotic anymore. It was close to genocide. The things that Wolverine has seen, to be honest with you, in this film was not portrayed clearly. I mean, a prime example of anything or somebody walking away from war and being truly affected from it is the
Rambo.
Rambo franchise. And to me, Wolverine's character is nothing like Rambo. Not to compare, but think about what this guy has seen. He has seen wars upon what he's seen in the film Civil War. He's seen the World War One. He saw World War Two. He saw Vietnam. World War Two was enough. To be honest with you, was enough to really screw with your head. I mean, watching it, just Schindler's List enough will kill you inside. But then then you go to Vietnam, and you mean to tell me that this guy's happy-go-lucky? He's able to get married.
Happy-go-lucky.
Like, he's able to get married. Oh yeah, nonchalant, and he doesn't become like a little bit twisted. Like,
Well, he did a little bit. If you remember, he kept waking up, claws would pop out, and he would like stab pillows and stuff like that, and he cut her like 3 or 4 times.
yeah, but that wasn't something that I felt that was like portrayed well. It felt like he was more affected by the fact that his father died than anything else.
Yeah.
And to me, he was too much of an innocent person to say. Here's the thing: this guy is such a nice guy. Why would you go into the world wars anyway? Why would you serve your country in the first place?
Which is not even his country. He's Canadian.
That's another relevant point. Like, I just felt that, like, that's not stuff that it's gone into. I mean, maybe you as an audience may, hey, I don't care, but these are things, to be honest with you, as character development should be portrayed. I mean, look at to me, the story went from it's a tragedy story, right? And sure, Wolverine has his loss. He lost his father, but there's many characters who have lost. All these characters have lost somebody, and it's caused them to be who they are. But whereas Wolverine, I felt that this film didn't properly display that. I felt that as an origin tale, it says origins in the title. It is the first one. It didn't say this is the reason why he is the way he is. If you watch Spider-Man, Uncle Ben dies. Boom. Okay, I know why I need to be this guy. If you watch Punisher, he loses his wife and kids and is like, yes, I have to be this guy. If you watch Batman, I lost my parents. This is why I am who I am. Wolverine is like, okay, I killed my dad. I went through a whole bunch of wars, and then I lost my wife, who really didn't die. So I am the way I am. I'm like.
But then you forget it all at the end.
But then you forget it all at the end. So, to be honest with you, he would
Wouldn't
be.
he just go back to being the happy-go-lucky guy?
Yeah, because that's naturally in his character.
Yeah.
That's just the way I felt. Like, I felt that the film just didn't properly display who was the character and how did he metamorphosize throughout the years into who he was in X-Men 1. To be honest with you, I think the character was most true in X-Men 1, and then after that they completely started to lose him. Like, in the second one, it was very tragic. The third one, it was just like,
Who is this guy?
yeah, it didn't feel like Wolverine anymore. It just felt
like Hugh Jackman giving a performance to the audience.
yeah, like, just, oh, I know the character, so obviously I must do it. And then the third one, I don't
Too
know.
much special effects. Too many crap going on at one time.
Yeah, and then I felt that this film made the same mistake as the Last Stand. It had way too many characters that I did not care about. Um, Deadpool wasn't on the screen long enough for me to care. Neither was Agent Zero. I mean, you didn't have to care for the character, but I was just like, oh, you're back again? Why won't you die? And then when he died, I was like, yes, now you can move on with the rest of the movie. Who else was it? Silver Fox, I didn't care about when she died. Honestly, I did not care. I didn't even care for Wolverine when she died. I was just like, oh, she died.
Okay, moving on.
She was only on screen for like 2 minutes. It's fine.
Everybody was on the screen for basically 2 minutes.
You didn't even know how long they were together. It wasn't even like a montage type of, look at us. Look at this is how we met. This is how we got together. This is how we fell in love. I understand it's a lifetime, but God, can you do something to explain this?